Hey guys, it's your boy Mr. Adams, aka Lobahang, aka Lebzangwana, and we are back again with yet another vibrant, energetic, exciting, and most importantly, informative and educational episode from our YLC digital platform. Now, like every other month, we cover 2 to 3 crucial topics, and in this month, we'll be talking about strategic thinking and the importance of strategic thinking in both our personal and professional lives, as well as providing practical examples of how to strategize in your daily life. The second topic that we'll be covering is the history of the Mamelodi initiative, as well as the impact that it has had on students, volunteers, and the community of Mamelodi and other communities alike. And we'll be talking to some of our key volunteers who've had an impact on our virtual as well as physical programs that we've had over the past years. And I can't wait to share all the information with you guys. Now, in every topic that we cover every month, we always have an expert or someone who has specialties in the topic that we cover. And today we have a key and crucial member of our organization, the Mamelodi Initiative. But before I get ahead of myself, I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. What does he do? What is his occupation? And what is his background? And how did he come into contact with the Mamelodi Initiative? Morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, everyone.
All right. So, who are you? What do you do? In other words, what is your occupation?
So, my name is Seikanelo Sedibane. My occupation is I am an electrical engineer by day and a hustler by night.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
All right. And what was your first encounter with the Mamelodi Initiative?
Oh man, it's been a while. So I was looking for a job at the end of my first year.
Okay.
And I met a friend at the gym. He told me, "Hey man, are you looking for a job?" And I said, yeah, I'm looking for a job. And he said, "I have one, but it doesn't pay."
Ooh, okay.
And I said, man, as long as I'm not bored throughout the December holidays, I'm willing to join.
Okay.
Then he said, yeah, we'll be tutoring students in the Mamelodi area. I'm like, man, I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to, man, have fun, teach and have fun. So we started off the initiative with, so Richard invited me in the first one. I had a ball of a time. I enjoyed it. The second one, we started to expand a bit more.
Okay.
So the first one, I was a teacher. The second one, I co-directed with him. So he did a lot of the behind-the-scenes planning, involved me a bit. So I started to learn, this is the initiative, this is what's happening, mentored me a bit. Then we moved into inviting more University of Pretoria students, more people from the community. We started to engage with people from the community. Yeah. And then that was the second program. Then the third program, it just grew. More and more people came out to support. More students became teachers. More teachers became university students. And more university students became employees. And they were poured back into the initiative. So this took about maybe 1 to 6 years for it to get to that level. And look where we are now. You've probably been invited by somebody who invited somebody who was invited by me.
Yeah, it's always a cascade of, that's how it forms like a huge network. You invite someone invites someone.
Exactly.
And that's also how it is with the students. They actually invite their friends, they invite their classmates. But I think one of the most important aspects we can look at is what impact, although we can't measure it completely,
you can't,
does the organization have on the community and the students as well as volunteers as well?
So I think I'm going to be a bit selfish and say the impact that it has had on me,
Okay.
and then I'll say on a broader sphere. I think every year I meet somebody who's been impacted by the Mamelodi initiative, you know, and
Wow.
it's so good to hear like the stories.
Yeah.
Like there's one guy who was probably an E on F student, like 40s and 20
Oh, okay.
percent. I'm not gonna name his name. He's one
That's
of my
okay.
boys right now, you know.
Okay.
That guy, he went from a 20%, 30%, met one of the volunteers, Dr. Andrew Chi, very brilliant guy.
Oh, wow.
Inspired him. I think it was a more inspirational element.
Oh, okay.
And about 2, 3 years back, he applied for a mechanical engineering degree at the University of Pretoria.
Awesome.
So stories like that, they inspire me. I think for me, also my own personal journey throughout the program I've developed business skills, religiously speaking skills, development, and even people organization, like organizationally,
Yeah.
you know, which is
People skills.
a skill that you can never throw away, like how to organize, how to manage, not manage, how to inspire people, how to talk to people. Yeah, so the impacts, I mean, in the community, you see the students coming every
Wow.
year.
Okay.
You see how they've grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the non-tangibles are the ones that I think inspire everybody who's part of the initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to be a bit selfish and say that feeling we get when you see the transition from a student that you taught or mentored. It's overwhelming, so to speak. That feeling you get when you see the impact that you've had on, one student or multiple students' lives, and that's something that you cannot take away.
Definitely.
And but to get to the lighter side of things, what are some of the fun or fondest memories that you've had when you've attended program, been a student, been a volunteer, and also co-directing the programs?
I think the first thing that always shines in my mind is when I came back after being a director and then other people were directing. I got to spend time with all the kids that were naughty
Okay.
by washing dishes. So I got some time to spend with all these kids, and they're telling me their lives, they're telling me their stories, and I got to be affected, and I got to affect them while washing dishes, you know.
Wow.
And they were very happy about washing dishes. Like the whole program, there's about 150 plates, 150 cups, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'll never forget those moments. And then second is playing soccer with everybody after program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those moments always shine in my mind.
Oh, okay. Now, I heard you mention that you are an electrical engineer by day and a hustler by night. Tell us more about that.
Just joking.
Oh,
By night, I'm
okay.
developing myself.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Learning more and
Yeah.
okay. So, what is the importance of being a strategic thinker or being strategic about things? Is it something that is only applicable in a professional aspect, or should one use it in their professional, everyday living, everyday life?
That's a very good question. So I think very important. In my younger days, maybe 10 years ago, I did not value any plan, strategy, or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've always done things on my own spontaneity.
Yeah.
But the older I got, the more I realized you always need a plan. You always need a way to verify your plan. You always need a way to check your plan and then see where you can fix your plan. Because in my older days, I start something and then it doesn't work out, and I'm not sure where it went wrong. So
Oh,
I'm continuously making all those mistakes.
Right.
So right now I have a plan, and then every 3 months I always check my plan if it's working, if it's not working,
Right.
and I always bring people into my plans, whether professionally, in my own life. Yeah, so they say it's better to have a plan than no plan.
That's
Always.
absolutely correct. So basically, a strategy is a plan, a forecast or a plan of how you're going to conduct things in the near future, be it short term, medium term, or even long term.
Exactly that. So a plan or a strategy doesn't restrict you. I used to think it restricts you. It allows you to do more.
Oh, okay. That's
So-
interesting.
The more when you have a strategy, you are allowed to do a lot more than what you had envisioned. So it doesn't restrict you, and you can always formulate your plan and you build upon it, and build upon it. Yeah.
Oh, I had thought vice versa. I thought a strategy or a plan would then limit and restrict you, regarding what you can do. But again, we are learning as we go along. And then another crucial aspect I want us to cover is, are there any practical examples that you might want to go through of a strategy that you devise, maybe on a daily or a weekly basis?
Okay.
It can be from the amount of money you spend. It can be the people you surround yourself with. It can be how you solve daily problems.
Yeah, definitely. So recently I started formulating a plan for my life. It's a 10-year plan.
Okay.
I have a vision of what I really like doing. What I really like doing is, I really like seeing developing people, developing myself, development around the world.
Okay.
So this affects everything I do. So from my work, money, how I spend my money, how I spend my time with my friends.
Yeah.
So from the 10-year plan of where I want to see myself in 10 years, I've broken it down to a 10-year plan, to a 1-year plan,
Oh, okay.
to a 3-month plan. So the actions are always in my 3 months.
Oh, okay.
But in the 10 years, it's like, I'd like to see myself having developed this many people. I'd like to see myself having developed myself financially this way,
Yeah.
having this much money invested well. So that's the vision.
Right.
And then in the meanwhile, I'm like, today, this is how much money I'm going to save.
Oh, okay.
This is how much time I'm going to spend with my friends. This is how much time I'm going to spend on my development at work. This is what I want to develop in the next 3 months. And then I do a review every 3 months to see how have my activities developed me, and see how much I've changed.
So essentially, you've broken down a long term, huge goal into smaller bits and pieces that are, manageable and achievable. Right. That's very interesting. And then, what are the benefits? I heard you mention that when you were younger, you didn't necessarily see or recognize the value of strategizing or devising a strategy. Now, what are some of the benefits of being a strategic thinker or devising strategies?
So firstly, imagine you are going throughout your day and you
Okay.
just met with all these obstacles. So you're continuously thinking. So at
Right.
the end of the day, you've wasted so much time on just devising how am I going to deal with all these issues in the day. But when you have strategy for your day, you've sorted out probably 90%, and then you get to deal with all the smaller variables.
Oh, okay.
So you've done a lot more in a day than I would have done without a plan for the day.
Very interesting. And I think that's something that corporates or formal organizations do. They forecast and they're proactive rather than reactive. So they look at, in the next 6 years or 7 years, what possible failures or situations or uncertain, conditions are we going to face? And they try to come up with solutions and plans to either avoid that or overcome it when it does arise. So I think it's important to, one of the benefits of setting a strategy is being proactive rather than reactive. You know that it's not guaranteed that something might not happen, but if it does, you have a plan of how you're going to overcome it.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you advise young people, as well as anyone of any age in the community of Mamelodi, to learn from the concept of strategic thinking, how they can practically apply it in their daily lives?
So I would advise people in general. So I'm going to tell you my mistakes, and then
Okay.
that's where I'll lead up into this strategy.
All
So
right.
my first mistake was not reading, not enough reading, not enough research into what I want,
Okay.
or even asking myself, what do I want out of life?
Yeah.
So the first thing you should always ask yourself is, what do you want? What inspires you? What desires do you have? And then after that, you start aligning your life with your desires, what you want to see in your
Okay.
world. Then the second thing is, after you have a big global vision of what you want, what inspires you, you start to ask people around you. So you start looking at money. Who saves their money the way that you want to save your money? Who
Okay.
invests their money the way that you want to invest your money? When you start aligning with them, start talking to them, And then the third thing is the most important. You start implementing.
You start implementing.
So implement something small, see where you make your mistakes, and then you adjust your plan. So implement, adjust, implement, adjust, implement, adjust. What would be the fourth thing? Yeah, I think the fourth and final point is don't be afraid to get criticized. Enjoy the criticism.
That's interesting.
Enjoy the criticism.
Why is that?
Because I think a lot of us, we sit back and we don't pursue the things we want because we're afraid of what people will think, what other people will say. And if you're benefiting society, you shouldn't be afraid, you know? I mean, you will be afraid, but walk in that fear and enjoy it. Enjoy the fear, enjoy it. If you're going out to a big sporting event, you're going to play soccer in front of millions of people, enjoy that rush, enjoy it. So I think the fourth thing is you will be criticized. 3 people will like what you do, 3 people will be in the middle, and 3 people will never, ever, ever like anything you do.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. You just do what you have to do.
Interesting. So we've just spoken to Seikanelo Sedibane about strategic thinking. What is a strategy basically? What is the importance of devising strategies in our professional and personal lives? And some practical examples on how we can apply strategic thinking in almost every aspect of our life. Now we are going to talk to some of our key volunteers. They are very dynamic, energetic. They are very much passionate about giving back in the community of Mamelodi.
Hey guys, my name is Jehe and I am from Mamelodi. I'm studying BCom Financial Sciences at the University of Pretoria. And I was introduced to the program in 2013. I was in grade 8 at the time, and I've been with it since then until I became a volunteer. And my favorite part of the program was the morning devotions. So they would always have someone either from outside or one of the volunteers. They would come on, speak about their academic journeys, spiritual journeys, anything really. And I would get so excited because I wouldn't know what to expect. But I knew one thing for sure, I'm going to get motivated and inspired so much. And if there was a word or part of a word that was profound, I would have to repeat it throughout the day in my head so that I get home and write it down in my journal. I don't know why I didn't just bring my journal to program every morning so I can write it. So yeah, that was my most favorite part of the program. And my other favorite part of the program was basketball, so the workshops. And I was in the basketball workshop. I had never played basketball before in my life. I would always see it on TV and I knew I would fall in love with it. And MI actually housed my first experience of playing basketball and I literally fell in love with it. I would love the teamwork, the tricks, how it brought us together as a team, and all the tricks that we would know and then play on the opposing team. So that really brought us together in a major way. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Lethabo Mukonwana. I'm a resident of Mamelodi. My first encounter with the Mamelodi Initiative, I was a student. I was in grade 8. One of my friends asked me to come and join them into the winter program. So that was my first experience with them. It was exciting. I was able to learn a lot of things from them. I didn't know myself exactly what I want, but Mamelodi Initiative gave me a platform and an opportunity to learn and grow myself spiritually and also academically. So that was the best experience I've ever had. That changed my life personally and also academically. Right now, as we speak, I joined the Mamelodi Initiative leadership team, which is now I work as an intern there. It's a very great opportunity for me because I was able to execute some of the leadership skills that I've learned through other programs that they provide as an organization. I was part of the YLC, Youth Leadership Council, where they teach you about leadership and all the leadership qualities that one might need in their personal lives and also in the workspace. So those qualities that I've learned there, I'm also working and trying to implement them.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lwazi Mabona, and I live at Mamelodi West, A5. I am currently studying LLB with the University of South Africa. One of the biggest lessons I've learned ever since I started at the Mamelodi initiative has been that confidence is everything. Because without training, much training or that, you'll have to get into a class full of learners ready to learn from you, and you are suddenly given a huge podium to step on. Without confidence, let's just say you wouldn't have the ability to do almost a quarter of the job that has to be done. And then most of all is that cooperation is everything, because when we work at the Mamelodi initiative, we are a team. So if you don't have the proper skills for teamwork, to work with other people, the program won't achieve its goals and objectives. So confidence and teamwork, the cooperation of working in a team, and communication, because without those three, I don't think you'll play any part at the Mamelodi initiative.
Hi, my name is Dimpotso Teti and I'm from Mamelodi East Phase 5. I'm an education student doing my first year. I was first introduced to the Mamelodi initiative in 2016 when I was a learner, and I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot about myself, and there were a lot of things to do. We had a lot of activities and academics, so it was a fun program to be in as a learner. The impact of the Mamelodi initiative in our community is very huge. Even though a lot of people don't see it, it is very huge. It does not have to be tangible for people to see it. However, you as a person, as an individual, you learn to grow. The Mamelodi initiative, the slogan of the Mamelodi initiative is learn, grow, dream, and achieve, which is what we look at most of the time. We learn and we take what we have learned and grow in it and teach it to other people in the community and to also the children in our communities. The Mamelodi initiative has a lot of programs. It offers extra lessons in academics. It offers computer lessons, and those are the skills that a lot of people need for them to find jobs and do better in life. I remember being into the YLC. I started as a mentee. I had a mentor in the YLC, and I learned a lot about leadership and identity, and I transitioned into a mentor and took what I had learned as a learner and passed it on to the other mentees that we had. As a teacher at heart, I believe that the Mamelodi initiative is a right program for everybody who lives in Mamelodi, and everybody deserves a chance to see this program and see how it changes lives on a daily basis. It's not just a seasonal program. It's a program that continues from year to year, and it grows people in every aspect of life.
So in this episode, we covered the importance of strategic thinking, the definition of a strategy, practical examples of how you can apply strategic thinking in your personal and private life, as well as your professional life. We've also taken a look at the advantages and benefits of using strategic thinking in your professional and personal life. And we've also spoken about the history of the Mamelodi initiative, how it was formed, as well as the importance of volunteerism in the community of Mamelodi. We've spoken about the importance and the impact that the various programs that the Mamelodi initiative carries, not only in the community of Mamelodi, but in other communities alike. And we've also spoken to the key volunteers about, some of the programs they've attended, their fondest and fun memories, the biggest lessons that they've learned, as well as the importance of volunteerism in the community of Mamelodi, and how they apply some of those lessons that they've learned in their everyday lives. Now, before we conclude our video for this episode, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you've been with us from the beginning, don't forget to tick the register by clicking the like button and the notification bell so that you know when we release more content. And our challenge for this month is, if you've attended any of our programs, it can be CLC, YLC, our virtual programs, please share with us your fondest and fun memories that you've had from any of our programs that you've attended. It can be morning devotion, it can be worship, it can be cheers, war cries, afternoon challenges, working with different volunteers, the challenges you've faced, as well as some of the programs that we carry on our virtual programs, such as Ekasi Learning. So share with us your fondest and fun memories that you've had over the years. This is Mr. Adams from the YLC, Mamelodi Initiative. See you next time.
I'm glad that you agree. You gave me consento, lelo, thunder, sunny, and slowly.